DishonestyBeats.com.
Intellectual dishonesty. What it is and how it's affecting our society today. First of all, welcome back to my channel, or my life perspective. I want to say thank you for watching today, and let's go ahead and get to the topic, right? So what is intellectual dishonesty? Intellectual dishonesty, in my own opinion or words, pretty much is states where you're having a conversation with somebody to debate a topic that is important. And the purpose of debating this topic is to get your opposing side to see things, at least see things from your point of view and perspective on why you see the world or the situation topic from the situation, the eyes and lens that you see them from. So when I look at the situation in today's society, a lot of times intellectual dishonesty occurs because people are not willing to listen or see things from the perspective from other people's viewpoints, whether that's based on the fact that they fear the truth or they just don't like the other person, right? They don't like that other side. They just have a malice in their heart for other people, and they generally just don't have the heart to want to care and listen. And that's simply just where it all stems from. It comes from an emotional standpoint or a broken consciousness in a person or group of people to be willing to sit down and have honest conversations about topics today. And conversations about the situation and standpoints that people have in terms of their own viewpoints, politically, racially, religious, sports, whatever the case may be. And I see examples of intellectual dishonesty all the time when you have two people who disagree on a subject, and you have one side trying to break down what they're seeing from their own perspective in terms of the truth, in terms of what they think or what they see as the truth, which sometimes let's say it is the truth, right? And they break things down fact by fact, point by point, basing facts and evidence to back their statements, right? To back why they have that viewpoint. But then the other side is, they're disengaged from the conversation. They're closing their ears. They have nothing to say in response that can pretty much conclude that, okay, they're pretty much their argument or their viewpoints are pretty much valid, right? The other side is simply saying, we're not trying to hear what you have to say. Or they come up with facts, or not facts, but opinions that pretty much deviate the story, turning it inward and pointing it at the other side, saying there's something wrong with them, right? And the problem with intellectual dishonesty in our society today is that people are afraid of the truth. People are afraid to challenge their own beliefs. A lot of times intellectual dishonesty, when it comes to the beliefs that we uphold in our own minds, a lot of times when people challenge them, they get offended. They get, brokenhearted or upset because it's like they can no longer hang on to this narrative that they hold as dear and true to their own minds and hearts. And when it comes to intellectual dishonesty, the people who are oftentimes intellectual dishonesty are oftentimes people who are emotionally unstable, people who you cannot have a conversation with, people who tend to be narcissistic, people who are intellectual dishonest don't have time to care what others' viewpoints are. The only thing they see is what they want to see. They don't care how others are affected by their viewpoints. They don't care what's going on that has people going against them. All they see is an all-out war if you go against what they think or know is true. People who are oftentimes intellectually dishonest don't care to know what the truth and reality is, right? These people will do anything to defend the lie that they're told and taught to believe. In honesty, in all honesty, these people you can't have a conversation with. They're too narcissistic to sit down and have an honest conversation because they're afraid and they realize that they know they're wrong, but because of the malice, the hate in their heart, or because they have a different viewpoint, they're upset, they're angry that you don't agree with them, they come at you and they come to attack. They come with rage. Oftentimes they won't have the conversation. And this is one of the biggest viewpoints and what causes our society to divide. We live in a world today where the truth does not always set people free, but it gets people hurt. And it gets people hurt because people are willing to go to war or to bat over beliefs. And as crazy as it sounds, we live in a world and society today where people are not willing, not all people, but some people are really not willing to challenge their own beliefs to grow. People are afraid of growth. They're afraid of truth, knowledge. Knowledge is power only when you use it, right? Truth sets you free only when you allow it to uncuff you from the lies, the beliefs, and the stories, narratives that you're told that keep you locked in, right? So, intellectual dishonesty. What is the key mark of it? The key mark of intellectual dishonesty starts from the home front. Not being able to have an honest conversation, right? Not being able to listen to another person's viewpoint without breaking out into an argument, without taking the time to sit down and listen without fighting or engaging in some type of social construct or destructive behavior. People who are oftentimes intelligent enough to challenge their own beliefs, a lot of times you notice they have a lot more self control. A lot of times these are people who think things through before they react. The people that don't have a hard time challenging their own beliefs are not afraid to see things from another person's viewpoint. So a lot of times when you're dealing with someone who's narcissistic or has a problem and is honest, is intellectually dishonest, a lot of times their viewpoints are just geared and based off of raw emotion. There's no facts or statements that back their statement. There's no facts that back their statement. There's nothing that states that what they're saying is true. But because they have these viewpoints and these emotions behind their logic, they choose to say, nah, I like it over here. I like this box that I'm in. And they put themselves in a box. So anytime you lift that box, you try to pull them out of it to see another viewpoint, they're gonna cause an uproar. Right? You see a lot of times with politics. You see a lot of these people who are on the far left and people who are on the far right. And a lot of times when I see people who are debating these topics about who they want in office or what's going on within the country, people on the left who are dishonest or intellectually dishonest, they could care less about what's going on with gas prices, inflation, grocery. All they care about is their rights, right? Their rights to work in a place where they can wear their hair a certain way, or they can be sexually free and do whatever they want and have abortions, versus people on the far right where they care about what's going on with the economy, so on and so forth, right? And the people that oftentimes can have those conversations, they're caught finding that they meet people who tend to agree with them. So the fact that we can't come in the middle in our society where people need to be human and understand each other, and we can't have a agree to disagreement, the fact that we're willing to war and rage over views and viewpoints, and we can't simply just have a come together moment, a come to Jesus moment to understand that sometimes you have to just get out of your own way in society, you have to get out of your own viewpoints, it says something in itself, right? Intellectual dishonesty oftentimes is the root cause of why societies tend to break or fall. Because there's too many viewpoints, too many people uproar or ready to cause an uproar without truly understanding the other side and coming to a middle where they can understand and at least respect each other's viewpoints. All right? Thank you for watching my video today. If you haven't learned anything today, keep an open mind, right? Keep an open mind. Don't be afraid to challenge your own views. I challenge my own views all the time. On this channel, we're here to help people grow and to find solutions to the problems that they have. And a lot of times, with my own views, I've even challenged them myself. And it's like an epiphany. It's almost like something hits you and says, nah, you might need to challenge that viewpoint. Why? Because a lot of times we're not always right. And it's okay to not always be right. You're here to learn. You're not perfect. You're human. Humans learn. They live and learn, right? So that is all for my video today. Please feel free to leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Tell me what your thoughts are on this video. If you like this video and you want to, share it amongst your friends, coworkers, family members, so on and so forth, please take the time to like, share, and subscribe to my content. And I'll get back to you all with another video. And remember, to be informed is not to be woke. Stay conscious, my friends.